Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Closing Trades on ET Now. I'm Anisha Jain. With me is Aisha Faridi. And for now, the market continues to be in the red. Yes, it's off the lowest point of the trading session, but there's no material recovery as such. We are still down about 50 points for the Nifty. The Bank Nifty continues to underperform. Having said that, today the small cap index is clearly outperforming. So while the rest of the market was firmly in the red, small cap index was largely in the green. Let's see whether it's maintaining suit now. No, it's actually just about moved into the red, and it's actually toggling between the red and the green. Having said that, if you look at the NSE index right now, there are 182 stocks which are actually hitting fresh 52-week highs, while there are only 16 stocks which are hitting 52-week lows. So there's a lot of still vibrancy in the markets wherein you are seeing individual names do well. Talking about individual names, L&T from the frontline index is up a solid 3%. There was a CLSA note as well as an Axis Cap note talking about how the fundamentals seem very strong. Power Grid is doing quite well, and Adani Enterprises is the other name. However, from the losing side, Asian Paints continue to reel under pressure, so there's no recovery on Asian Paints, no buying on dips, etc. happening. From the Adani pack, watch out for Adani Energy as well. That stock is up 9%. Policy Bazaar 7% higher. 361 is the other one, and then Paytm. That stock is locked in upper circuit. So a lot of individual movers, Aisha. But I think on the downside, we need to watch out for Alkem as well.
Oh yeah, Alkem, considering sources are telling us that the income tax department has found large-scale tax evasion. That stock is, of course, taking a whack. The volumes as well picking up, now down over 6% as we speak. On the other hand, though, you've got a Glenmark Pharma, which is scaling up by about almost 4%. There's been an upgrade from the House of Investec, target price at 1,090, and that's clearly auguring well for this one. Asian Paints, again, reeling under pressure. A CLSA downgrade coming in from the earlier underperformed to now sell. Target price cut as well. From the earlier 32.15 to now 24.25 on Asian Paints. So that's another stock which is reeling under pressure as we speak. And then, of course, Rain Industries, they've come out with their numbers. It's been weak. The stock was down about almost 7%. The revenue has seen a downtick of about 25% or so. And there's an EBITDA loss as well to the tune of 612 crore rupees. That stock clearly under pressure. But let's try and understand the texture of the market, which is turning out to be a rather stock-specific day. C.A. Rudramurthy, Kunal Bothra, both of them joining on the show right now. Kunal, hi, afternoon. Let me come to you first. A word on the index, because the index largely is consolidating. Of course, there are a lot of individual stock-specific movers here and there. But at an index level, what are the levels to look out for next?
Yeah, it's been a very somber day so far for the indices. When you look at the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, the movement for both of these indices, except for the intraday recovery of, I think, some 80 odd points on the Nifty and 100 plus points on the Bank Nifty, it's been more or less a day where the action is just restricted towards few mid caps and large caps. And also, I think one of the other concerns which you're seeing is the lack of liquidity across many stock specific segments. So, for example, if stocks over the last couple of days, we've seen a rally of 4-5% for themselves. If they're going to a patch of consolidation, it's happening on the back of extreme lack of volume. So the bid-ask spread to these stocks is a bit more on the higher side. That itself tells you that there's not too much of activity chasing the kind of price movement for these names. So traders are more or less looking to buy these stocks on phase of correction, as well as are not looking to chase momentum into these names, and that's why you're seeing the index movements also being a lot more restricted. Net, I would believe that we are still trading with a positive bias on the index till the time we trade above that 21,900 mark. So that's a key support point from a short-term trading perspective. And for the Bank Nifty, I would probably peg that level closer to 46,500 mark, which we've tested multiple times on an intraday basis also.
Okay, so that's a take on the market, but do watch out for India Wix. That continues to surge. It's the week of the monthly options expiry, so that could have perhaps added to that. But the last time I checked, the India Wix was up around 4 to 5%, so actually close to 16 now. C.A. Rudramurthy, what's your view on the market, and what about the Bank Nifty? It's been one step forward, two step back for it.
See, for me, index is just consolidating after a good up move, and there is no signs of weakness yet. This is a market which is still a buy on every dip. Look at Nifty, that strong support is at around 21,800, 21,900 zone. From there, repeatedly, market is definitely bouncing. And also look at Bank Nifty. For me, levels closer to 46,200, 46,300 holds a very, very strong support. So now HDFC Bank, Reliance, all these stocks are also performing. So I don't see any shorting opportunity for sure. This is a buy on every dip market. 8 out of 10 people are cautious on market, and these people will provide support if we find any dip in market. So for me, this is not a market to short. Buy every dip and be very, very stock specific. In banking, specifically HDFC Bank and SBI looks a very good buy even at current level, or on any dip, it's a buy.
Let's address some of the news-specific movers, and we just highlighted that Alkem Laboratories, that's the one which is taking quite a whack right now. In fact, we are exclusively picking up that the Income Tax Department has found large-scale tax evasion by the company. Rajesh Singh joins in right now with more details on the phone line on what he's picking up from his sources.
Raid or survey was done on Alkem Labs in September last year, and Income Tax Department has seized many documents. On investigation, now we have found from sources that they have found tax evasion of over 1,000 crore rupees. The thing is that Income Tax Department, as per rules, they give certain incentives on taxes if you are setting up an industry in Northeast. What Alkem Labs has shown, they have shown that large-scale manufacturing in their Sikkim manufacturing plant, and that took tax evasion, when bogus deductions were taken on the manufacturing in the Sikkim plant. So IT department has found over 1,000 crore of such tax bogus declaration they have done. Secondly, they have also given large-scale cash to doctors for prescribing medicines of Alkem Labs, produced by Alkem. So all these things have the Income Tax Department have found approval. Very soon they will file the final report of this investigation. And as per sources, they are telling the heavy penalties can be imposed on Alkem Labs for all these bogus declarations, and that penalties can be up to 3 times of the bogus declaration.
Okay, so that about Alkem Labs, though it's off the lowest point of the trading session, still continues to reel in the red. Glenmark Pharma Investec's view is a bit delayed because most of the details were actually out after the rupees. Debt, which was the biggest overhang for the company, is expected to go away. US business is back to growth, plus the margins are expected to improve from here on because all of that R&D spend that the company was doing will go away, and there'll be that operating leverage kick in that will happen at the bottom line. But Kunal, what's your view on the charts of Alkem Labs? Should one do bottom fishing? And what about Glenmark Pharma? What's the level to watch out for?
So I think Alkem Labs, purely on the basis of this news flow, I would probably avoid, because after such kind of sharp volatility, if stocks generally retest the previous lows, we expect a fresh leg of breakdown to happen into these names. So I think it's always better to try and wait out for a point when the volatility settles down and the stock comes back towards a breakout of today's high. That's closer to 5,400, 5,413 on the spot levels for Alkem Labs. So I think only a break above those levels is where one should look to initiate a buy on the stock. For Glenmark Pharma, on the other hand, I think the stock has been a remarkable comeback over the last 18 months approximately. From a point when the stock was almost at 500, 550 mark, even in the last 2-3 months, the stock had gone through a phase of correction. It had come back to, I think, 800 levels, broadly a sub 800 mark, had come back towards below the 50 moving average. But the comeback in the last 2-3 months after this 20% odd correction for Glenmark Pharma has been just about outstanding. And my sense is that the stock looks very attractive even at current levels of 900. So with a time frame which is more of medium to longish term, I would believe Glenmark Pharma could be something which should be initiated even at current levels.